Yeah, so today we've got a ton of stuff going on in the world of Diablo 4. We've got official news straight from the dev team about new updates to the game. Yes, even more patches and changes happening. And get this, looks like Diablo 4 will introduce new graphical features in the future. Also, don't miss it, new rewards are coming to the game sooner than you think. Here's how to claim them. And here's what Blizzard is currently working on for Diablo 4. The amount of stuff they're working on right now simultaneously is insane, which bodes well for the future of the game. And guess what? We have our first level 100 hardcore player, but it's not who you think. So yeah, check this out also right here. So yeah, in the past few months, I got my dream gaming PC by Zydex, and I also got it just in time for Diablo 4, and my new Zydex PC runs Diablo 4 beautifully at ultra settings with no stutter, frame dips, or any other issues. It's amazing, and my gaming experience has completely changed. And yes, Zydex PCs have been proven to be the best PCs on the market right now. I cannot recommend them enough. So if you are in the market for a new PC, no matter what your budget is, Zydex has a PC waiting for you through my link in the description below, which by the way, if you click my link right now and use my discount code, you'll get access to a great discount. So find out more about Zydex PCs by clicking that link in the description below. All right, so here's 3 things that I love about my Zydex PC. Number 1, it's reliable, meaning it doesn't miss a beat, whether I'm playing Diablo 4 on ultra settings or doing intense video editing sessions. Number 2, it's quiet. I don't need a noisy PC while I'm recording my voice for these videos. And thankfully, this beast of a machine is quiet as a mouse. And number 3, it's beautiful. Zydex offers a ton of customization with their PCs to fit your personality. And most notable is that Zydex PC has an amazing support system. They walk me through the entire process of my PC build from beginning to end. So again, if you are in the market for a new PC, no matter what your budget is, Zydex has a PC waiting for you through my link. So if you click my link in the description below right now and use my discount code as well, you'll get access to a great discount. So find out more about Zydex PCs by clicking that link in the description below. So yeah, let's start here. Last night they did an update to the game, but what did it include? So yes, they further fixed an issue with stuttering, which would occur on higher end machines. They also did some things with the language during the shop checkout. That's minor, of course, but if we keep going, there was yet another hotfix as well. This is actually kind of important to farming, of course, so check it out. It says this, hotfix 4 and 5. Goes on to say this from community manager Adam Fletcher. He says the following: server-side hotfix was rolled out this evening. Hotfixes occur in the background and will not require a client-side patch. So they fixed an issue where elite monster packs in some dungeons were spawning in higher frequency than expected, and then further stability and bug fixes. So yeah, maybe, just maybe, your favorite farming location was just nerfed. So it seems like a lot of the farming locations that are being discovered within hours, Blizzard are essentially nerfing some exploits in these farming locations. Some people are like, that's ruining the fun, and then other people completely understand. Let me know if it bothers you or not. Now, let's talk about those graphical enhancements which will be coming to Diablo 4 down the road. Check this out right here. It says, peeling back the varnish, the graphics of Diablo 4. So yes, this is a brand new blog post which was just posted, but there's a really cool part in here. If we scroll clear down, check it out. It says, what's next? Our graphical ambitions don't end here. After launch, the team will continue to introduce new features and enhance and optimize existing ones. We welcome your feedback and urge you to share any thoughts on the forums. But for now, thank you for joining us in this deep dive into the graphics that make Diablo 4 so artistically ominous. So yeah, check out the blog post. It's absolutely fascinating, and they did amazing work on the actual world, characters, everything, the whole 9 yards in my opinion. But it's cool to note that it seems like we're going to be getting, yes, some graphical enhancements. They did not say if it was going to be exclusive to PC or not. I'm hopeful that it's for every single platform. But yeah, either way, I am very excited. But what about those Diablo 4 rewards? So yes, remember, previously I did mention them, but guess what? Time is nearly up. It is about to happen. Check it out. Adam Fletcher says this. Reminder, Twitch drops start tomorrow at 4 p.m. PDT for Diablo 4. 4 weeks of drops, and every Diablo 4 streamer can participate by enabling drops on their channel for their viewers. This was posted 15 hours ago. So as of today, it's going to be 4 p.m. PT time when this begins. And you can find their blog post, which I'm going to throw in the description down below, which kind of goes over exactly what you can expect from these rewards from Twitch, the start times and everything, as you can clearly see. It's going to start today, 4 p.m. PDT time. Now, you can read up on how you can actually claim these and the dates. Of course, I've gone over them in a previous video, so I find it kind of redundant to sit here and go over every single thing. But I'm going to highlight it very quickly for you so you can pause the screen if you do need to, or just click that link in the description below. All right, but yeah, what about this one? You may remember Rod Ferguson did tease this once again about something coming for Diablo 4. It ended up being a music video. Well, guess what? You can go check it out right now. The anthem fit for the Blessed Mother. Lilith is out by Osley and, of course, Suga from BTS. So check it out. Apparently, it is trending big time right now on iTunes. Like, I guess it's like the #1 song. So talk about marketing big time for Diablo 4. Seems like that will draw in a new audience for sure. All right, so we got some questions from the community, and guess what? Some responses from the dev team. Check it out right here. If we scroll down, it says, Adam, question. I was invited to a dungeon group, so players are all running 5 different dungeons each, but everyone is getting credit for completing a dungeon they're not even running. Is that intended or clever use of game mechanics? Seems very broken. And then Joseph Aporo says, it's something we're looking at. Dude, why did you have to bring it up? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I imagine if that is the case, that would be nerfed, of course, in the future. Don't expect that exploit to be existing in the future. They're very aware of it, and they want it to be where you're running in a dungeon instance together, it seems. And then, of course, you can kind of spread out in the dungeon and kind of min-max everything in that way. But, yeah. Let's keep going. We have this one right here. Savior082 who says this. Since there's no feedback section on the forums, is there any way the team can lower the visual effect of Blight and Shadow on the Necromancer grouped up with multiple, and the effects make it very hard to see? Also takes away a highlight off of the enemies. And the response is from Adam Flesher. Seen it and noted it. These types of changes, though won't appear overnight, will be a bit. Yeah, I totally agree with this. It gets way too, I guess you would say, confusing on the battlefield with so many effects going on layered on top of each other. They definitely need to adjust this. I totally agree, and it looks like they're gonna do just that. So yes, someone actually made it to level 100 as a hardcore character. Check out the headline right here. It goes on to say this: Diablo 4 already has its first level 100 hardcore character, and it's not who you think. So yeah, if we head over here to d4race.com, which has been tracking everyone, and we scroll on down, we can find out now Rob actually did it a while ago as a softcore character, but Karn is the first level 100 hardcore character. An incredible feat right there. Absolutely crazy that he was able to pull that off within such a short time frame. We'll see how many players can actually pull this off. Now, of course, there is that competition still ongoing where they are going to be carving everyone's names into that Lilith statue. Up to 1,000 people that complete the challenge first to hardcore level 1,000. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see how quickly that will happen. But I'm surprised someone actually did it this quickly. All right, so we got to talk about this article right here, shall we? It says Diablo 4 has 2 expansions cooking already. And then some. There is a lot going on. So if we scroll down through this article, we have a quote here from Blizzard. They go on to say the following right here. It says, so you have to build your team and your structure around a way you can do that sustainably because you're kind of always shipping in a way, said Ferguson. As I sit here, we're about to launch the main game. We're finishing up Season 1. We're working on Season 2. We're working on Expansion 1. And we're kicking off Expansion 2. We're working on that now, and we haven't even launched the game. Their plate is absolutely full. This somewhat worries me, of course, because I hope the content isn't rushed. That's my biggest fear right now, is that post-launch is going to feel like a mess. However, part of me is also very excited that they are going all in on this, and they want to keep the content rolling out. They want to do more than they did with the post-launch of Diablo 3, in fact. They want it to be much, much bigger. So that also does excite me. I just hope things don't feel rushed, of course. All right, so now it's time to get into your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It could end up right here in a future video. So what was my most recent video about? Check it out. It says Diablo 4, the update disaster. Fans are furious. Official updates, barbarian workaround, and more. So yeah, a lot of people's feathers were ruffled recently by that most recent patch. And I would say for good reason. I mean, if you have a build that you absolutely love and treasure and it's suddenly nerfed and kind of worthless, yeah, that's going to frustrate you big time. I'm just going to say I had a feeling this was going to happen. All right, so let's get into the comments, shall we? So we have Woah who says this: you only need to extract a gem from the gear you want to save the legendary aspect on. Otherwise, you can just salvage to keep the gems. The more you know. Devin Pack also says this: Barb is still really strong from what I'm seeing. Druid was unkillable with a few certain setup. Rogues still have high spike, but need quick reaction times are still squishy. Sorcerers didn't really have anything changed, and Necro still lacks dashes. Minion builds still need some adjustments because pet builds don't scale correctly. Happened in Diablo 3 and is happening now, which is wild. Now crowd control without pets with Necromancer is really good, but it's more, for group play, honestly. Yeah, you know, they need some sort of movement, speed boost, or some sort of ability that you can have for the Necromancer. I think a lot of people avoid playing the Necromancer just because of his speed being so lackluster. So I hope they add something into this game where they can adjust that. Now, next up we have this one from Andrew Mo, scrolled on down, who says, I'm loving it. I'm rocking as Sorcerer. Its story is really good and the scenes are great. Act 2 boss was the best thing I've seen yet in a Diablo game. And playing this game, by the way, on Act 2 throughout the story, for me personally, has been just a ton of fun. It has been super intense. I love it. I think the difficulty has been perfect in that way. And I know the smart thing would be just switch it over to Act 1, forget about the story, and just rush straight through it, trying to get the best weapons and gear. But let me tell you what, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a hell of a time. So let's get into this one from Xander, who says this: I highly recommend that people turn down the other sound settings a bit to hear how well they did, with the music of this game. It adds to the atmosphere, but gets muted out by all the other stuff. That classic Diablo 2 riff in the first messed up wolf encounter was missed by me a few times. Yeah, also look it up. Look up the soundtrack. This game is just beautiful all the way around, from the visuals to the sound design. When I say they nailed it, in my opinion, they absolutely nailed it. I just love it. So, furthermore, we have Stefan W1337 says, I want to see a taunt for my Bear Druid. Feels so bad when I run as tank, but mobs just keep charging the sorcerer that plays with me. And Eric Huckabee says, I've been saying since the beta, and I knew players would freak out about the nerfs like this. Exactly. The real problem is fundamental to the design of the game, aka monster and power scaling. Balance will never feel good in this system. Either skills are OP and overtuned, or they feel awful because there is no sense of power progression until max level. Furthermore, he says every level you gain, you get weaker, and they don't seem to have a system to balance skills at different levels. WW Whirlwind could be tuned down for in-game, but tuned up early game, and that would have probably been fine. People want buffs, but the problem will always be the power scaling and how bad power progression feels in this system. So I feel like it's a double-edged sword here. I know what you're saying, I know where you're coming from, but if it was the other way around and there was no world scaling, the problem with that is I do believe you would have people saying, well, this game's too easy. You know, that's what happens in that case. I could be wrong about that, but I've seen that several times with games like this where people just complain, this game's way too easy. What's going on? Why is this game so easy? But yeah, it's just something I feel like they're going to have to fine tune, and it's a complicated system that they've definitely created. I get what they're trying to do, that they want the game to feel challenging throughout its entirety, whether you are exploring the open world, going back to regions that you have previously explored. But then again, people really like the sense of power fantasy, you know, being able to go back to previous areas and just wipe everyone out, where previously you had some difficulty doing so. It's just extremely rewarding when it's like that. So I get where you're coming from. So it's definitely something where they need to meet in the middle more, where I feel like they definitely need to make it feel far more rewarding when you level up. Because currently, I get what you're saying. In some cases, it feels like you're actually held back. It's just somewhat strange. You have to really, again, stay up on your gear, stay up on your upgrades, your gems, everything, level to level to level. It's like a fight constantly. But there it is. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned here for more Diablo 4 news and updates. I have you guys covered as always. Thank you all so much for the love and support, and I will see you all next time. Take care.